There we go. How's that? I pressed the button, but nothing came on. Right, hopefully you can hear me now. Please let me know if you can hear me, and apologies for that. I pressed the button and it didn't activate. No sound pull, no sound pull, no sound pull. There's an 8-second delay on YouTube, so hopefully in 8 seconds time, you'll be all saying, you can hear me now. Excellent, right. Welcome to an unboxing video of Merlin the Big Box with Jaffa Cake for scale, which I am going to eat very soon because I'm a bit peckish. So we're going to start off with some admission of guilt. I lied to you. This isn't really an unboxing video, which is why I said unboxing. I have already unboxed this game, and I've unpunched it all, and I've put it all in the game trays, and I'm just going to show you what's inside. So this video is more of a what's in the box and a bit of a description about Merlin. So the first question is, for those people in the chat, have you played Merlin or not? And if you have played Merlin, have you played with any of the expansions? Because Merlin is a game that came out a few years ago. It's known as a Stefan Feld game, but it's actually a co-design between Stefan Feld and Michael Reineck. And this has got all of the expansions included and also some extra stuff. Now, I was very lucky in that I got 2 English rulebooks. Now, you're not supposed to get 2 English rulebooks. I did. Obviously, that's a packaging mistake, but I'm fine with that kind of mistake because it means when another player decides that he wants to read the rulebook at the same time, I can just pass the rulebook across and still keep this one. Anyway, so the game comes with, it should come with 1 English rulebook and 1 German rulebook. So for those people who don't know game trays with a Z, or a Z if you're in America, it's a storage solution, and a lot of publishers work with them on the official ones. In my opinion, the game trays ones are by far the best out there. I haven't seen anything that comes anywhere close to being as good as game trays storage solutions. If there is one, please let me know. And it's really, really good. And you're going to see all of this in a minute. I haven't put the stickers on yet. And it comes with an instruction booklet, well, an instruction sheet of where everything goes in all of the trays, and then how you stack all of the stuff in the box, which is absolutely essential because I've got some games with inserts where you don't get this, and it takes me 5 minutes to work out how to put it back, and often I have to go online to look at the picture again. Anyway, it's really good solution. And I've spoken to one of the guys at Queen who worked with game trays on this solution, and you'll see why it's really good. So the game trays inserts come with the big box. Okay, these are not an optional extra. It is one package. So what you've got is 4 player trays, 1 for each colour. We're going to have a look at those in a minute. I'll just pop them to one side. Meeple House. Meeple House is a variant instead of game tray, says Dimitri. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've seen other people try to do them, but just nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good. Eclipse Second Dawn has a goods insert. That's game trays as well. Yeah, Eclipse Second Dawn is also game trays. So, as I say, it's the big box. It's got all of the previous expansions in. So there's a lot of content here. We've got these 4 trays here. I'll take those apart in a minute. I'm stacking them up just to show you what's in the bottom. So even the bottom of the box, this is all really good. It's all custom cut pieces so that you know where everything goes. All of those bits nicely slot in there. As I say, I really appreciate the amount of time and effort that has gone into designing this because it all just fits together so nicely. Now, that is for sleeved cards. So my cards are not sleeved yet. If you want to sleeve them, they go in there. If you don't want to sleeve them, they fit in another thing. You've got these here, you've got these here. Again, everything just fits in. You've even got little gaps for these here to fit in. So it all stays together and nothing will fall out of place. It's just really, really good. Anyway, so that's those bits. Oh, there's another bit here, 2 bits here, and there's a bit here. And here's one of the good things, which is what I think separates these. It's not just a slot cut for the thing to be in. What they do is, if you look, there is a lip around here. Okay. Oh, Marco says if you sleeve the card, you need to split the deck between the bottom tray and the one. Oh, right. Okay. there is this dip. So what happens is that sits there, and to get it out, you don't have to, you know, dig it in with your nails or anything like that. You just push, and it pops up. And that is the same. You're going to see that later on. But everything in there, there's a little lip there for you to get that out. There's a gap for you to get that out. So everything, they've made it easy for you to get it out. And this is the problem I have with some of the other inserts, is once it's all in there, it looks good, but then you can't get it out. You have to actually empty it onto the table. And it's just, yeah, Game Trays inserts are fantastic. Right, okay. Johannes or Sonova is here. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Board Gaming Ramblings. So, yeah, I'm not going to open all of these because it's a lot of the same sort of stuff, but you can see how everything is put in. So I mentioned that this game comes with the base game and all of the expansions. I'll be talking about the expansions in a minute. In fact, let's talk about that one at the end, because I think that is the last expansion. So I think this is all stuff from the base game. So first of all, you can see that I'm having to apply a bit of force to get these out, okay? Because these lids snap on and are very, very secure. Now what that means, and I'm going to mute the microphone a minute because I'm going to turn this upside down and shake it. There you go. So basically that's what would happen to it if it was in the back of your car. Well, probably in the back of a jet fighter. And nothing moves around because the lid clips on and doesn't come off. And that's the other problem I have with these inserts that you get in boxes. If there's no lid to go over them, all of the stuff just flies out. With these, everything fits in and it's all really, really nice. And like I was saying earlier on, there you go. You can see this. There is a lip around the hex there. There's a dip. So basically the hexes fit in there. And if you want to get them out, do you have to, you know, fish them out one by one with a pair of tweezers or tip the thing upside down? No, you just push there and they all come out. And that's why these game trays, I think, stand above other solutions. I'm not being paid, by the way, for this video. Just in case you thought this was a sponsored or promotional video, because I'm raving about how good these inserts are. This is not. This is a personal opinion. I have had no contact with game trays themselves, but the plastic is a really good thick plastic. And as I say, I've seen other ones similar to this, but the plastic is really thin. So we've got 4 of the big trays, and yet they all interlock nicely together, which is all a really, really nice design for all of the base game and the expansions. And then we have player colours. So I'm going to open up the red one, because that's the colour I never play. Arthur was the first big expansion, yep. So I've not actually punched out the holes in this yet, but I can tell you now, punching out this game and putting it away took me about an hour and 20. But it was really enjoyable because the stuff punched out really well, really cleanly, and fitting it into the slots, it was very therapeutic. It was a nice evening sat there doing that. But this is the player board. I'm going to just zoom in, not the player board, the player tray. So Mark is saying broken meeple inserts get these comments of difficulty. I don't think you need broken meeple. Broken meeple is Luke Hector. Luke doesn't make inserts. I think you mean broken token. So what we have here is we have a player tray with all of these bits. Now there was a production issue with this copy of the game in that these pieces, they had them made and they were too thick. And what that meant was that they didn't fit in here. So that was just a mistake in production. What Queen Games did and shipped with my copy was an extra bag with all of the correct size pieces so they all fit in here. So I've actually got a whole load of spare pieces that look like this, but they are just a lot wider. So yeah, all the stuff goes in here. Really nice how these all fit in. These little, these staffs, whatever they were called, I can't remember. The dice for all of the expansions. And yeah, the stickers, when I get around to stickering them, will go on there. So yeah, and just what I was saying here, here's a 100-point counter, and if I just push there, oh, look, it pops open. There you go. And then we've got a disc, which picks up. So even me with my stubby fingers can get the stuff out of these. And yeah, I could rant on for ages. And again, just little touches like this. It goes there, and it keeps everything in place. And then the lid goes on. I think I'm in love. These are just brilliant. So 4 of those. And what I was saying is, let's get the rule book. Where's the rule book? What have I done with the rule book? Has anybody seen the rule books? Where did I put them? That's where I put them. Right. So I was saying about the expansions, and I'm just going to actually go through that now. Let's have a look. Okay, right. So we have the base game, and it's nice that it splits the components out for the base game there, and it tells you how to set up the game, and then you've got all of that. So this is the base game. I've only ever played the base game of Merlin. Right. I'll tell you what I think about it in a minute. End of the game, special actions, we're all done. So there's a module called the King's Favour. Now this was included with the base game. You could play with this module if you wanted to, and it added an extra layer of complexity and depth to the game. So that's in there as a module that you can play with. I would probably suggest you use that. Once you've played the base game, I would play your second game with the King's Favour. I have played with the King's Favour. The Arthur module was the first expansion set for the game. So I haven't played with this at all. But the Arthur module includes all of the components that it says here, which some of which are in the box, some of which are on these, and how that changes the gameplay. And then you have the Knights of the Round Table module, which is loads more components, and how that changes the setup. And then there's that. And then there's the new one. Oh, there's a market. And we've got gold coins and mistletoe, so that's extra bits. And the new one, nope, we've got the city of Caerleon. Right, so yeah, I mean, there's a huge amount of stuff. Here we go, Morgana. So this is the new one. I don't believe this was released before. I think this, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think that this module has been created for the big box version. And I know Travis from Queen Games said he's very keen for me to see what I think about this. Now, I'll be honest with you, it's been a while since I've played Merlin, possibly about 2 years. I have done a review of the game. It'd be interesting for me to go back and watch that review because I don't think I've played the game since doing that review. But I'm going to go back and play the base game first. Then I might put in Arthur. I'm not sure because it does say that any of the modules can be used. So I could just play the base game and then I could use the Morgana module. But the Morgana module is, I believe, most of this stuff. Oh, Morgana, Market, and the City of Caerleon should all be new. All right, so there's loads of new stuff. So the question is, if you already own Merlin, and you already own maybe one of the expansions, should you get the big box? I'm never one to tell you whether you should buy the game or not. That's up to you. But if you like Merlin, then getting extra content for the game and the storage solution, as long as you can move on your old copy, then yeah, I certainly would. And in fact, that's kind of what I've done. Right, so again, you thought that was all that was in there, and then when you lift this up, oh, loads more little bits. Right, yeah, loads more little bits. This is all for the Morgana module. I don't know how any of this works, but these are really nice as well. Little stands with things on them. Yeah, will we be getting a playthrough stream of this at any point? I'll tell you that in a minute. But again, I'm going to go on about it because I love it. The little lip around the edge, I just push down, it just pops up. Right, it's just really, really nice. So yeah, even on all of the bits, you can take all of the stuff out. So yeah, I'm going to contact Game Trays and I'm going to say, you don't know who I am, but I love your stuff. I think it's brilliant. So yeah, there we go. That is everything. Is it everything? No, there's more stuff. So Queenie is the name for little mini expansions that Queen Games produce, which they're giving away as like promo packs, or you can buy them for a few euros extra. So I think the Queenie, the Treasures of the Environs, I think this was available when the game came out. I think I might have this. And then there's the Queen's Decree. I didn't have that one. I think that was Queenie 1, which I think I had. And that just mixes up the environs bit of the board with a whole load of different rewards. Yeah, I've definitely got that one. And then there's Queenie, the King's Decree, which I think was Queenie 2, which I don't have that one in the original game. So, a few things. First one, what do I think about Merlin? As I say, I did a review on it a couple of years ago, but I can tell you I really liked Merlin, and I was in the minority. Stefan Feld is a brilliant designer and he's done loads and loads of good titles, but he had a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years, where the games that he had weren't as well received as some of his other bigger name titles. And Merlin was one of those. I know a number of people that when Merlin came out were disappointed by it and thought that Stefan Feld has gone off the rails, or because it was co-designed, it's not very good. For me, as I say, I was in the minority. I was happy to be in the minority because I thought the game was really good. I don't know how much of the design was Stefan and how much of it was Michael, but for me it definitely felt like a Stefan Feld game. In other words, the theme is kind of pasted on. It's a fairly abstract game, but the mechanisms in the game I felt were really good and I really enjoyed it. There were a couple of bits in my review that I highlighted that I wasn't particularly keen on. One of those was the colour differences between some of the things. I remember that being a bit of a problem. And there is a couple of my friends made a very good point about the game in that the random draw of the flag tiles, I think it's the random draw of these that you get at the start of each round, or which ones come out, can be a little bit swingy. And I get that. So yeah, I really like Merlin. It's a game that I've been wanting to go back to. So I say I've not played it since I did the review. That's not because I didn't think it was a good game. I have been wanting to go back to it for, well, a while. I've been wanting to play it again for a while. But obviously we've had lockdown for a while, and also there is the constant influx of new games arriving. Excuse me. And it's difficult to go back to some older games when you've got new ones coming in. But yeah, I really rate it. When I heard that they were doing a big box edition with all of the expansions, I thought, great, this is my opportunity to get in on it, get the big box, and then I can start playing it again. So, yeah, solid Euro game, a little old school. Yeah, a little old school. And yeah, it's definitely abstract. But all Stefan Feld games for me are abstract games with the theme pasted on, and I have no problem with that. Some of my favourite games. Will you see a playthrough on the channel? I'd love to, right? I mean, I'd really love to, and if it weren't for the last 12 months of not being able to have anybody around, there would have been a lot more playthroughs. I've been doing a lot of solo playthroughs in the last 6 months. I've been doing some remote playthroughs, but this is definitely a game that's going to get covered on the channel. I can't tell you when, but in the UK, lockdown is supposed to be easing. I think Rick's due to come round on May the 17th. May the 17th is the day the government have said is the day where you are allowed to have somebody else round your house, or no earlier than 17th of May. So me and Rick have both booked the 17th of May off work. He's coming round here and we're playing Imperial Assault all day. But what I'm saying is, at some point from that day onwards, I don't know exactly when, but I will definitely be covering this game on the channel. And it might even have 2 playthroughs. I will speak to Nick and Gemma. Nick and Gemma were regulars coming round here to play games on a Friday night. So I'm sure they'll like this. They like similar games like this, so I'll definitely be inviting them round to play this. And it might be June, maybe July, something like that. What am I going to do with my old copy of the game? So I have the original box set of Merlin, the base game with the Queenie expansion, and I'm actually gonna. I'm not going to sell that. I'm going to use it as a giveaway. So I'm going to basically give away my old copy of Merlin to one of my Patreon supporters. I will be doing a draw. It's probably, I think I've got this month's draw sorted, so it's probably going to be next month. But yeah, I'm just going to give away my old copy of Merlin, which might even be signed. I don't know. I'll have to check. That's everything. And yes, May 17th is May the 4th. Yeah. Yeah, so the original plan, for those who don't know, is that me and Rick planned last year that on May the 4th, which is Star Wars Day, Rick was going to come round and we were going to play Imperial Assault all day. But we're not allowed to do that because of lockdown. Lockdown restrictions ease apparently on May 17th, so we're having Star Wars Day on May the 17th. Have I shown the baby mer people yet? I haven't shown the baby mer people. Are there baby mer people? Where are the baby mer people? Is he pulling my leg? Are there baby mer people? Oh, have I missed? Is this to do with my spelling mistake earlier on today? I think it might have been. Yeah, right. We are all done. What was the consensus in the chat of people who had played it? Let me scroll up and see what I can see. Is my mouse working? Yes, my mouse is working. So a few people in the chat have basically said that they haven't heard about the game, but now you have. So there you go. When was it that it came out? When was the original year that it came out? So Board Gaming Rambling said, you've got this on the way because people said the expansion made the game good. You didn't like the base game. Interesting. Interesting. So if I liked the base game, I'm going to think that the expansion makes it better. I think. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, well, I'd be curious to see what you think about it once you've played it. Yes, the way the layers lock together. Morgana should be the last expansion. Yeah. All right. What other messages in the chat have I missed? Oh, the dice as well. Yes, the dice are really nice. They've got kind of... the dice have got a nice marbled effect. Yeah, so a really nice marbled effect on the dice. If you can see that, if it focuses. Yeah, so they've come out really well. And then you get 2 additional dice. Each player has 2 additional dice. So one is black and one is kind of semi-transparent. So yeah, dice are really nice. What's my system of storing those hex tiles? Ah, it's your only frustration with it. Well, system, I don't have one. I kind of just put them in. I don't know whether there is a system, but I put all of the ones of the same color together. I kind of just put these all in. I mean, they're all similar. Yeah, I don't know if there is an actual system of storing them, but I just put similar ones together. There isn't a really good way to sort them in the insert. Well, yeah, as I say, I've just sorted them by color, and that seems to work because some of these that is 5 deep, and 5 of them fit in there flush. This one is only 3 deep. Now they could have made it 5 deep, but they haven't, and the reason they haven't is because now all of the tiles are flush. If they'd have made it 5 deep, then there would have been a gap. So yeah, I've just basically sorted them by color. What other messages have I missed? Have I missed any other messages? Michael is here, just joined a few minutes ago. Slightly colourblind and haven't played it many times. Yeah, that was the thing that I was mentioning with the issue with the colours, which I don't know whether they fixed it. I'd have to look back at my review to try and remember what the colours were. I think it was the fact that you've got greys which look like black and black which look like greys or something like that. Now there is an icon. There's the bird, there's the dragon and things like that. But yeah, I seem to remember the colours on these flags didn't quite match the colours on the player boards, which meant you got a couple of them confused from memory. And yes, I can invite people to play board games soon. Very soon. Well, actually not very soon. May 15th is still... Wow, that's 10 weeks away, isn't it? 9 weeks away. Yeah, 9 weeks away. The ones with the coward should be in the shallow trays. The other ones are divided by colour and by bonus. So yeah, so there is a legitimate, proper way of the way that you store these. And Marco is saying the shield icons on the player boards are still clearer colours and don't match the shield token colours. That's a shame. Yeah, so that was my criticism of the colour choices or the graphic design choices in the original game. And if they haven't fixed that, that is a shame. That is a shame. Russ has just joined in, and I'm just about to wrap things up. So thank you very much for joining in, Russ. I'm just about to... Yeah, 10 weeks is a fifth of a year. Wow, God, if I hadn't... See, I thought May 17th. Oh, that's not that far away. But actually, yeah, it's still 10 weeks away. Right, let's get this put back in. Rather than doing it off camera, let's do it on camera. So, I don't think I need the instructions for this, unlike certain other inserts, because they've made everything a generic shape, which means I can just put everything in and it's obvious where it all goes. And what's really nice is that, I don't know if you can see on this, but on these, there is a particular ridge, which means that fits there and doesn't even move around. So they've even got a solution for stacking these so that these interlock and don't move around. Again, for me, it's just genius. It shows a lot of time and effort and care has gone into that. And I, for one, really appreciate stuff like that. There we go. That's that. That's the Merlin Big Box. I'd love to be able to play this right now, if I could. And it's time for me to have the Jaffa Cake. So again, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to disappear off now and get some more rulebook work done. I will be back later in the week with some more live streams. I've got Too Many Bones on Wednesday. My video log, monthly video log, should go live on Thursday. And I've got the finale of my Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth campaign on Friday. But for now, I'm going to have my Jaffa Cake. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.